Sorry.
There you go.
That could be the start of it. You panicking.
Come on.
So I'm Jack Redding. Been racing mountain bikes since 2006 when I thought I'd give it a go. Before that was playing football. And then after college lived in Whistler, rode bikes in the summer and got quite fast. So while I was at uni, started racing seriously and then started racing World Cups in 2010. I've raced World Cups for 14 years and I've now just retired from World Cup racing. And one of the main reasons for that is so that I can focus fully on the things I'm doing with my Gravity School coaching program and my race team. Retiring from World Cups has been a difficult decision. 2021 and 2022 I've had injuries with my shoulder, which just made it so hard to compete. You've got to be so on it now to be in the mix. So I spoke with my sports psychologist at the end of the year and decided to stay in the fight for another year, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my career. I've absolutely loved this last year of racing. I made the decision to retire after qualifying in Lenzerheide at the first round. It was such a stressful day and it took everything I had to qualify, and I was only safe by 1.6 seconds, and I just thought one more mistake and all that risk and I wouldn't have been racing the next day. And now I've got a family and everything else that's going on. I decided that enough's enough and drew a line under it with the plan to retire at the end of the 2023 season, and just thoroughly enjoyed it. So by the time it got to the end of the year, I was honestly just ready for the kind of stress of that level of racing to end, and yeah, I'm ready for what comes next. Off the back of it, the team has a very bright future. The things I've been able to do with the race team have been limited because while I've been racing myself, a lot of my focus has had to be on myself and my own racing, whereas now all my focus is going to be around building the team and building the Gravity School and helping these riders to kind of enjoy their careers and get the best out of themselves. So we're going to be moving up to a 10 rider team next year, covering youth, junior and elite, and then with myself to race alongside those guys and coach them and guide them the best I can. We've got a fantastic list of sponsors going into next year, and despite the industry being in a bad place, the team's in a really healthy position. We're excited for what's next.
So heading across to my kind of private compound to do some training this afternoon. Ruben's going to join us. Ruben's been with the Gravity School for a while now. He's going to come over and do some laps and see if he can tick off some of the features that he hasn't done yet at the compound. So yeah, we'll go over there, do some runs. Should be good. What the fuck? Hi, Jack. Alright. I just crashed straight away.
The race team and the coaching have a very kind of intertwined relationship. The Gravity School is my coaching school, and it's arranged in a little bit of a pyramid where the bottom level is where anyone can contact and get some race coaching and we can help them with their racing. The next level up is riders who get a little bit of support from us, whether it's grassroots support or some kind of discounted sessions, things like that, invited onto sessions with the team sometimes. The level above that is when riders impress me and they're racing to a good level and they get to join the team. And 9 guys are going to be doing that next year. The top level is when a rider is doing extremely well and our team is actually paying them. So that's how it's structured. We're a development program, and it's only riders that work within the Gravity School that then ride for the race team if they prove that they're worthy. So I am extremely passionate about my coaching, and one of the reasons for that is because when I started racing in my early 20s at top level, I just had no help other than my parents. I'd kind of missed the boat for team support. And I had some small sponsorships, which of course was a help in getting around, but by help I mean guidance in what not to do. I had a few occasions in my early career. 2011 was the best example when I qualified 12th at the Val d'Isole World Cup in my second season. And I remember sitting down at the river with my now wife Sarah and just kind of saying to Sarah, what the fuck is happening? I didn't know how to process the performance that I'd done in the qualifying round. So when I went up there for finals and was sat there with Greg Minnaar and Sam Hill and whoever else was there who were just absolute heroes to me, and watching them set off before me because I'd out-qualified them, I just couldn't process it. So when I did my race run, I felt like I had to be someone else. I didn't feel like my best was going to be good enough. At the time, I didn't know that was happening. At the time, it was just panic. So if I'd had someone there to help me and just calm me down and say, look, you rode that bike down the hill in the qualifying, you just need to go and do the same again, keep enjoying yourself, and say the things that I say to my guys now. Maybe that day and maybe my whole career would have gone a different way, and I would have had a little bit more support and maybe made it onto a factory team. So the position I'm in with the team and the coaching now is that I can help young guys and people who are racing at a good level to kind of get the best from themselves and basically don't make the mistakes I made. It used to be off season was kind of up until January, February, you'd do whatever you wanted, a bit of gym time, but you just a bit of downtime. Whereas now the sport's so competitive, I kind of say to my guys, like, enjoy a couple of weeks at the end of the season, just doing whatever, but by the time you get into October, November, you need to be back gearing up towards racing next year. So the off season is a mix of bike time and gym time, and certainly for our younger riders, we're certainly into educating them on increasing their strength and their kind of muscular stability on the bike. A lot of inefficiencies we see from the younger riders is because they're not stable on the bike, and the G-forces coming up through the bike from the trail just throws them out of position, so they lose their efficiency. So loads of bike time when possible. Obviously the weather in this country makes that difficult, but a lot of them get to bike parks on the weekend, and then gym time 3 or 4 times a week. Loads of gym time for me. I've just started CrossFit. I've always fancied out and out CrossFit, and never kind of jumped in because you, as a racer, you kind of sometimes you're a little bit scared to change. So I've had the things I've wanted to do with my training over the years and kind of stayed within that kind of routine and realm. Whereas this winter, with a big change in my life, I kind of wanted to have a new training focus. So started CrossFit when I came back from Rotterdam and just absolutely loved it. I found a really good gym with the guys there are actually proper S&C coaches as well. So they're kind of helping me with that, and off the back of it, I'm hoping to take the team guys in there 2 or 3 times a year so that these coaches can look at them and give them exercises to help them to improve their stability. A lot of them do have access to their own coaches, but if they can come in and kind of see what I'm doing with my coaches, it'll give them some other kind of insights into how they can improve. So yeah, the off season in a nutshell is basically work fucking hard, try and stay warm in the UK, and yeah, get ready for the races.
So we're heading down to Gritstone CrossFit for a training session. I joined Gritstone when we got back from Montana at the end of the season, and it's just been awesome. I've always kind of fancied out and out CrossFit, and good training vibes and a really good bunch of people. Today's like more of a cardio session, no heavy lifting or anything, just real high intensity. So should be a good group, should be a good blast.
Never tried this little kick thing for the handstand push-up, so I'm going to try and show me how to do it.
And you're going to push your thumb against the wall, bring your knees down. So we want to get your hands up, keeping your arm locked out. Yeah, nice. Good job.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I want to have a big impact on the generation coming through racing. I want to make them, the ones I work with, as good a racers as they could possibly be. And I want them to love that process. I think an important thing for all of these young racers coming through is an appreciation of it's hard. Elite level sport in any sport is fucking hard. And you have to learn. You don't have to like it when it's hard, but you have to learn to accept it and be prepared to graft and get back out of that hard part to then enjoy the successes. I think that is one of the things I'm becoming acutely aware of, that guys are kind of missing that. They think it's all roses and good times, and when it gets a bit difficult, they can sometimes lose the love for it. So yeah, just want to help as many people as possible to enjoy their racing and succeed in what they want to achieve.